If you itemize deductions and give to charity, OBA just added a new threshold you need to meet before your donations are deductible. Starting in 2026, charitable contributions are only deductible to the extent they exceed 0.5% of your adjusted gross income. Now, this is day 28 of me breaking down the One Big Beautiful Bill Act for the next 30 days. We're getting close. So here's a new rule. Before OBA, every dollar you donated to qualified charities was deductible if you itemize. The first dollar, last dollar, all deductible. Now, after OBA, starting in 2026 under Section 170B1I, charitable itemized deductions are only deductible to the extent that they exceed a new base floor, which is 0.5% of your adjusted gross income. So here's what you need to know. First things first is, how does this actually work? Let's say, for example, we have a single filer, for $100,000 in adjusted gross income, right? And they donate $3,000 to charity. The floor would be 0.5% times $100,000 equals 500. So the deductible amount would be the $3,000 minus that $500, totaling $2,500. So you lose the deduction on the first $500. Now, number two is, let's do another example. Let's say we have a married couple, and let's say their adjusted gross income combined is $200,000, and then they donate $8,000. The floor would be 0.5% times $200,000, totaling $1,000. So the deductible amount would be the $8,000 minus the $1,000, totaling $7,000. So they would lose the deduction on the first $1,000. Now, number three is, this is similar to the medical expense floor, which is 7.5% of your AGI. You can only deduct medical expenses that exceed 7.5% of your income. Now, charity has a floor too, and they just have a lower one at 0.5%. Now, number four is, who does this affect? It's only people who itemize deductions. If you take the standard deduction, this doesn't matter to you. But remember, starting in 2026, non-itemizers can now deduct $1,000 or $2,000 in cash charity that we cover back on day 18. So non-itemizers might actually be better off than itemizers for small donations. Now, number five is the tax impact. Using the first example, the loss deduction of $500, right? Let's say the tax bracket is at 24%. So the extra taxes here would be about $120 a year. It's not huge, but it adds up over time and reduces the tax incentive for charitable giving. Number six is, who does this particularly affect? And I think it affects middle and upper middle income donors who itemize. So people who give, modest amounts to charity. We're talking $1,000 to $5,000 a year. Or, regular donors to churches, schools, and, local nonprofits. Now, number seven is, if you're giving large amounts, like 10% of your income, this floor won't matter much, okay? If you make, $100,000 and donate $10,000,